So this is a review on scoring, or on kind of to see where it may fit in your life. I wanted to shoot a separate video just showing what category you may be in, or if you should get it, why you should get it, and kind of just overall. So like, share, subscribe, comment down below. I love comments, I love opinions, because this is what we're all here for. So if you have some advice, opinions, or just something you gotta get off your chest because you hate something I did, hey, let me know. All right, so let's go ahead and get this video started. Okay, so after everything's said and done, and looking into the gun and trying the gun out, it's not too bad, I want to say, overall. But I would say it's kind of pricey for a price point. So I came up with a good kind of general area of where to kind of give my personal scoring. So I got 3 different categories. So if you kind of want to think of, what level you should be at. So the max score is a 60. So the scoring I gave was between 3 different categories: hobbyist, starter, and pro. So I kind of wanted to give kind of opinion on all 3 because I've been all 3. To me, I just personally got into pro because I've been doing this for a while. Worked for Toyota, worked for Cadillac, worked for a couple custom shops as well. So I've been doing this for a good amount of time now. So I would say 9 years in total. But what I want to say is, this is my opinion, so I apologize if you feel otherwise. But heck, if you feel otherwise and you're a pro painter, let me know, or you can say yourself a starter or a hobbyist. So that's the 3 categories: hobbyist, starter, and pro. So the categories I have are looks, quality, fan, air, fluid, price, and I'm gonna give an overall score of those. So for hobbyists, I gave for looks department a 7 because the gun doesn't look bad. I mean, look at it. It's, that's why you got it, because it's shiny, it's nice, it's gold. I mean, heck, I still like it. I love how it looks. So for looks, I gave a 7 for hobbyist, 7 for starter, 7 for pro. So overall, 7. It's not the best looking gun, but it sure ain't the ugliest gun. I mean, to me personally, I think the ugliest gun, my opinion, those little purple guns, everybody wants, everybody gets. So for quality, I would say, for hobbyists, I give it a 5 because it's not the worst, but it's not the best. So I give it kind of even score. So I gave it a 5. For starter, I give it a 4. Because for a starter, they're most likely giving you like bumper jobs, little stuff here and there, hoods, so they're giving little stuff. So for $40, $50 for a gun, and it can paint a hood or paint a fender, it's not the worst. But when it comes to cheap paint, it's not that great either. So I'm gonna do another video spraying better paint through it. So I wanna do kind of inexpensive paint, cheap paint, or better quality paint versus something you will find in a collision shop. So that's coming soon. So I'm gonna kind of give a whole new category. For a pro painter, for quality, I will give it a 1 because as a pro painter, you need good quality guns. So for a starter, you're fine if it lasts you 6 months, maybe a year. Heck, if it gives you 6 months, that's great for you first starting off, because you can build some money, you're learning, so you can step up to the good stuff, because you can't really appreciate it until you had the good stuff. So for a pro painter, I would say a 1. If I'm a pro painter and this is something you do literally as a living, and you're not just starting out, you're not trying to just build to that point to get better stuff, I would give this a 1, a solid 1. It's not a 0. I mean, I thought about giving it a 0, but I thought that's unfair because it's not the worst. But at the same time, as a pro painter, it's not something you can deal with. I mean, just quality overall, not great. But of course, it's a cheap gun, And I'm not gonna sit here and say cheap guns from China are horrible, because I've had some of the best guns I've ever sprayed from China. So don't anybody ever say, oh man, cheap gun from China or Chinese guns are horrible. No, they're not. Just like the same thing in America, overseas, anywhere, you know, it's all in how much quality. So you literally get what you pay for. So to me, I'm more on the side of a little more expensive, but as a pro painter, I'll give this as a 1. So for fan, to move the list along, I'll give this a 1. Oh, I apologize. I'll give it a 7 as a hobbyist. As a hobbyist, doing little stuff like rims, bumpers, fenders, touch-ups, stuff like that. Or like, let's say you were painting a helmet, you wanted to paint a cup. There's a lot of people painting cups, so I would give this I'll literally give this a 7 for a hobbyist. This is a great for 7, for even for the fan. The fan's wide enough for stuff like that. For a starter, I give it a 2. Because yet again, you're doing bigger stuff, but this ain't gonna cut it for long term. I mean, this will get the job done, but you're gonna work hard for it. For pro, again, I give it a 1. For air quality, and the biggest issue I had with this gun was air. It wasn't even, like, I tried 4 different fittings. I should have shot that. I apologize. But for air, I would give it a 1 for overall. So everyone's getting a 1 for this. So for hobbyist, starter, and pro, if the air is not good, it kind of does you no good. So that's the way I look at it. So for air, this is not good at all. Like, you fighting for air. You literally are fighting for air. So for fluid, I would give this an 8. I will be honest, air may have sucked, but this will put down some fluid. So this will really, even adjusting the fluid, it will shoot it out. This is one thing this gun will do. It will shoot it out. So I would say if you want to shoot sealer, or if this came in a 1.8, this would be amazing for your sealers, primers, heck, probably even flakes if the tip came bigger. So at this point, I might drill this thing out, but I'm not gonna do that right now. But I'm just saying, for fluid, I'll give it an 8. For a starter, I'll give it a 4. For a pro, even for fluid, I can't give it a 1 because the quality isn't there, the fan's not there, the air's not there. So the fluid isn't at to the point where you're not gonna get the best coverage probably with thinner paints. With thicker paints, it works, but for a pro, I give it a 1. For price point, I give this thing a 4 for a hobbyist. So for a hobbyist, a 4. It's not the worst price, but it's not the best price. So I can't sit here and say I'm gonna give it higher than that. I mean, I found better guns for cheaper actually, and worked amazing. So for price point, give it a 4. For $40, $50, it's a little pricey for a hobbyist, but yet you're getting the looks you wanted. So for price, I give it a 4 if you add everything else together. So if you take in factor of fluid, air, fan, quality, and looks, it's gonna get a 4, because there's a lot of stuff that you can get better for this price, but you got the looks, so you got a 4 instead of like a 2 or 1. For a starter, for price, I give it a 1, because you're taking a gamble. There's better guns you can get, even used, at $50. I have even gotten like a W400. That's my favorite gun right there. My favorite gun, or LPH. So I'm a big Iwata fan. So, I mean, just off that alone, you can get better guns for like maybe 20, 40 more bucks. You save your pennies. This is something you want to do as a career. So this is literally not the gun I suggest a pro, unless you just have extra money and you want to just, you know, I'm building a gun collection, I want to try it. So it's not too bad for price if you're, you know, starting off, if you just want to try something. So for pro, I give it a 1. This is getting a 1. So this is a waste of money for a pro, unless you just like collecting guns. Kind of like me, I have a gun issue. Like I have like over 30 guns. We're not gonna get into that. So some people collect shoes, some people like alcohol. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, there's some people like, you know, different things. Like, I collect guns, obsessively, so might as well give reviews on it. So for overall scores, so this is the overall scores, and the max score, keeping your mind, is a 60. So for a hobbyist, the score I'm giving is a 32. So for 32 for a hobbyist, 19 for a starter. So, you know, you kind of take that where you want to take it. For a pro, I'm giving this a 12. A 12. Because the highest scoring it got was looks, because it is a good looking gun. You know, look at this, it's gold. I mean, who doesn't like gold? If you don't like gold, you probably would have gave it like a 1. So you probably would have gave it a straight 7 across the board. I mean, a 6 across the board. But heck, to me, in looks, that's what got me to buy it. That's it. I'm a pro painter, so like I said, you know, Weta, they copied the Lasada. I ain't gonna sit here and lie, say they didn't, or imitation. So imitation, copy, however you want to put it, fake. I just say everyone wants something gold. People like gold. So score for a pro is 12. So that's my scoring. So, and of course these numbers are done out of 10. So the max score is 60. You got 6 categories. And yeah, so for a score for hobbyists, 32, starter, 19, and for a pro, a 12. So this is my reviews on the gun. Again, you know, want a better look. Like I said, not a bad looking gun. You know, they spent some time faking it, copying it, but if they would have spent a little bit more time in making it better, like I wouldn't even care if this gun was like its cousin, the Talco. I've heard that gun sprays and it's gold, but yet those range around $140-ish to $200. I've seen $210, but the Talco's been putting their foot in the door. So I'm just gonna tell y'all that now. We got some stuff coming. I've sprayed that gold when y'all gonna like this. That you know, rose goldish one. Yeah, y'all gonna like that. So that's another video coming. So not to make this video 57 minutes long. So I just wanted to show you, this is what I got. So for the scores again, for hobbyists, 32, starter 19, pro 12. So this is Chris. I will talk to y'all later. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope it helped you make a decision on if you want to purchase it. If not, I understand. I wasted my money, so save you some money in the end. So y'all have a great day. Take care.